So yeah, I'm gonna see if I can splice together some video clips later on. Yeah, my life's a lot like Home Alone 3. It's just just dealing with a lot of weird stuff, right? You're dealing with very dangerous situations. Like a body cup, when you don't know how to resolve it within the normal means, right? So you have to trust your gut. Right? You don't know how to deal with the NSA spying on you, so you gotta trust your gut. Right? If you want to figure out how to deal with situations where you feel like you're tailed by the SEAL community, what do? You counter them with social media. Right? You get them to pit against each other, right? Yeah. Right? When when they go low, this time you go lower. As Hillary once puts it. Right? They don't actually know what the joke of life is a lot of people who go to school don't actually know what they're learning. Because the professors don't actually know what they're teaching either. Right? That's why when they come out of college, the CEO gets a crappy employee. Because none of them actually know what they're teaching. The joke is only the CEO of a successful company actually has an actual idea of how to run how to run anything. That's a tragic joke. Right? Because they're the ones who made the financials work, right? Now, that might not be true for a small business, but if you're looking at a Fortune 500 company, yeah. Right? You're coasting on their assumptions that the job they're looking for, that the job they're looking for, right? The job title is going to guarantee that, like, hiring that person of that specific occupation is going to guarantee them profit. You're going on their assumption, right? You're not selling them your assumption, right? Right? That's the problem. Right? You're not selling them anything. If anything, you're actually, that's cool, huh? That's cool. So if I can turn this back on and back up, it might be too annoying. You can sort of see my face up here. Right? You're selling them an assumption. You're not selling them your assumption of what you think makes money, right? That's the simplest way to summarize the problem with a lot of college grads. They're not selling you a product. They're not selling you anything. That's the basic way to summarize it, right? So when you're looking for a graduate, it doesn't matter what occupation you are, they're supposed to sell you who you are. They're supposed to sell you a product, right? And the product you're looking for is, does your assumption, right, of how the corporation makes money a valid one? Right? So tell me about yourself doesn't work. Because it's still predicated on the CEO's assumption of what makes money. Right? The CEO, because you're applying for a programmer, the CEO assumes that he or she thinks a programmer is going to generate the company money. Right? Now his dad. Now here's the right way to go in. Let's say you're an artist. You want to sell an assumption that, hey, I think your business model is wrong. That's the best way to sell yourself. You talk about the employment numbers for your company. And you say why. And you say why it's that should be the prerequisite, right? In my opinion. Doesn't have to be in the office. The moment you sell them that, whether you email market, right? Or do whatever it is, right? Is the moment you I'm not going to shut it down all the time. It's annoying, but I do learn some new tricks every once in a while. And next time I may just get a cover and just cover this up so people can see my face better. So what I'm going to do, right, because it's black. Maybe it doesn't work. Anyways, I got to think about this all the time on how to, any cheap tricks not to splice videos, right? Splicing takes a while. And it's expensive. But anyways, you have to sell, hey, look, I don't think you need more programmers. That's how you tell you about yourself. You're selling them an economic model. That's how it should start anyways. I think you're hiring too many programmers. I don't think adding one more programmer is going to do anything. In normal circumstances, right? Now, here how I, as a programmer, will sell myself. I'll say, hey, look, I got a new app, right? Forget coding interviews. You don't want my product, I don't want to work for your company. Doesn't matter where you pass or fail. Because I think you can even say it too. I don't think you're a very efficient company at generating revenue. Right? I think your ROI sucks, right? Here's my 50-page PDF document. Right? I'll see myself out. You don't have to say I'll see myself out, motherfucker, but you know. No. That's all you have to do. Right? I can design this program, right? I designed a couple of these before. That's who I am. I'm the type of guy that gives you, that's how you say I have a reasonable deadline. Right? That's what you say. You don't say I'm ready to take some software tests. I'm here to say, hey, look, hiring more programmers and doing this test isn't going to do anything by itself. That's how you sell yourself. You're saying, hey, look, if you hire me, I can bounce around to these couple of jobs, right? And this is a system. You sell your A/B system for generating money. That's the best way to summarize it. Now, if I was able to go through school, became a programmer, I wouldn't say any of this shit. That's what I would have done. I would have sold how my specific job is going to generate money. I'm going to talk to you about my A/B failure success system, right? Right? How my unique skill stack generates money. Isn't that all the company cares about? How you make money for the corporation? They don't care about job requirements. Who cares about that? Are you helping me sell 50,000 more units this week or the next week, right? Can I present a feasible plan? That helps, right? Now, in certain times, it won't matter, right? When the company's rapidly expanding, that's fine. You don't have to care. But it always helps to have that, right? Yeah. So most people will be like, tell me about your stuff. Here are my X, Y, and Z requirements, right? Right? I answered the personality test, right? So for a lot of that's why I prefer a life skills test, right? So common sense is basically having a medium to average life skills score. That's why I don't believe in common sense. I think that's bullshit. You're talking about life skills, people being competent at certain life skills at a certain level. And I don't believe in common sense because no one's quantifying what that means to me. When you're talking about something vague and subjective, that sounds like bullshit to me. Right? Mom and dad, whoever it is, your friends, if you think common sense is real, you need a reality check. Now, if you can quantify what it is, I'll believe you. Now, if you can't quantify, forget about it. You're just pissed off at someone. And you need to go to therapy. Right? When people say you need common sense, yeah, most conservatives need to go to a mental health hospital. They're really just pissed off at someone. Left or right, doesn't matter. But conservatives like using that the most. I'll call them out instead. Yeah. Now, if you can quantify it, like you give me a list of life skills that people need to be competent at a certain level, and you say, well, that's what I consider common sense competency, I'll believe you. Doesn't matter. No questions asked. Now, if you can't present any list like that, forget about it. You're just an asshole. Because you're not telling people you're not saying what you mean, right? You want people to learn common sense. Hurry up and present me some requirements for what that is. Isn't that just life skills? right? So if someone, I don't know, if anyone wants